she's always interested in doing what I think she calls, or she would refer to as world work.
I think Barbara's really driven by an internal moral compass where she knows what's right and she knows what people are capable of, and she's going to bring out the best in people to achieve just that, to achieve to do what must be done to achieve the greater good. And she inspired a lot of people to go above and beyond what they may have thought was possible.
That in working with her closely while she was a school leader, she allowed me to see how rich and fulfilling and powerful school leadership actually was.
As a teacher, you could walk into Barbara's office with a legitimate problem, and you would walk out of Barbara's office responsible for a committee or a club or writing a letter or something that was going to fix that problem. So not only was she always willing to listen to you and hear you out on the concern, but she also had a magical leadership skill in inspiring you to be the solution.
When she first came down to New Orleans, she did some very early work following up on school desegregation and reporting on school desegregation progress, running a couple of reading camps. Eventually, she worked for the Orleans Parish School Board as the assistant to the superintendent, and then left that job to start Sci-High with the eye of making math and science a focus for kids in the same way that years and years ago NOCA made the arts a focus.
Well, Barbara's legacy lives on in the school in many ways. I guess first and foremost, she started the school, she reopened the school, both times against what many people would never have taken on such a challenge.
And so what I witnessed from her on a day-to-day basis were pretty slow, steady, sometimes sharp and dramatic series of acts of courage.
When Barbara wanted to tell someone that they essentially were doing a good job or that they were very much appreciated, but of course in the world of public education, that's not generally generously rewarded financially. And so she would tell people all the time, well, there's a star in your heavenly crown.
When you're doing very difficult work, when you're trying to overturn an establishment, you need your humor, your wits about you, and the ability to make yourself and your colleagues laugh.
Maybe 6 months into being principal, I went to lunch with Barbara, and I asked her, how do you do it? How do you have all this great charisma and always seem to know the right thing to say at the right time? How can I have some of this? How can you impart some of this wisdom and charisma onto me? And she told me, well, you just need a cane and gray hair, and that will come in time. So, irregardless of the fact that she had been, over the years, been imparting the great wisdom and, guidance, she had been giving that to me for years, but instead, on that moment of insecurity for me, she gave me a great quote and a great joke instead.
We are on the precipice of a relatively new era in public education where there's not only more belief that all kids can achieve, but increasingly more evidence. And, there were, therefore, people living at a time where there was less evidence and only the belief. And Barbara was one of those people.
There's no way I could design or imagine a better relationship for the school or for myself, and I will be forever grateful to Barbara MacPhee for that.